Today felt like a good chance for a change of venue because today we're building the all-new LEGO Technic Excavator.
How did we afford this new studio space?
This isn't a studio, this is my actual garage.
Where did we get all this realistic looking dust and fake tools to use in the background?
Again, not props, those are my actual tools, and my actual dust, and my actual hot water heater that will not stop making noise in the background. Hello all, I'm Josh, this is Josh Build Stuff, and when I said I build stuff, did you think I just meant LEGO stuff? No, look at all those tools behind me. I built that workbench. I built this workbench. I build other stuff, mostly just home renovations, but I also like to build Legos, and that is what we're talking about today. This is the all-new LEGO Technic Excavator set. This set just came out in March 2021 and contains 569 pieces, but only costs $40. Also, like I said, I am literally in my garage, so forgive me if it doesn't look or sound as good as it usually does today, but I thought this would kind of fit in because we're building a set that depicts a vehicle which is often used for building other things, and so here I am in a room where I build things. Let me start off by saying I am a big fan of the stuff that LEGO Technic is pumping out lately. Between this excavator, there's a new hovercraft that we're going to review shortly, the McLaren that came out earlier this year, the monster trucks that came out earlier this year. I like everything that Technic has been putting out, which I don't know if I can necessarily say for regular LEGO system sets. Plus, I really like the price of this set. It's only $40, which could be a lot to some people, but for a lot of LEGO stuff, that's a pretty darn good deal, especially for the piece count. But I'll tell you why I think this is a great LEGO set when we talk about all of the cool features and details of it right after we build it. And right after those darn kids quit bouncing a basketball right outside my garage door. What are you doing? There's no sound insulation there. It's all gonna come through on the microphone. It's after 9 p.m. Go home! The build for this set was actually pretty nice. I think I still have to put that little disclaimer at the beginning of Technic builds because some LEGO fans do not enjoy building Technic, and I totally understand that. But I think this build was a nice, manageable size. It wasn't crazy long to build, it all came together relatively nicely, and I think the instructions were relatively easy to follow. Hey, that's a lot of qualifiers, but at least this build stayed interesting and unique throughout the whole process. It wasn't very repetitive, unless of course you're talking about building the tracks. That part got a little repetitive. Other than that, this was a very interesting, very unique build when the mechanics come together, when the body of this excavator comes together. Overall, I thought it was a lot of fun to build, actually. This is not an ideal environment in which to film a YouTube video. I'm bumping my knees on a tile saw. There's like scraps of 1x2 right underneath me. I almost tripped earlier on a literal circular saw. Who left that laying around? That's dangerous. It was probably me. I'm the only one who's building stuff out here. Hence the name of this channel. I said it already, I think this set is great, especially for only $40. Obviously you can't judge this set the same as you would normal LEGO sets. You can't be like, well, the minifigures and the piece count. Who cares about any of that? Technic sets are all about the functionality, and this set has some great functionality. Sure, aesthetically this set looks like an excavator. Just ask my 18-monther. My youngest kid, he loves excavators, and that has nothing to do, I'm sure, with Blippi and his excavator song. If you know about that, boy, you know about that. That song will get stuck in your head, but that's besides the point. Sure, this set looks like an excavator, but the important thing is, does it behave like an excavator? And yes, it does, but to some degree. It has two different ways that you can move the boom arm. You have two little gears there. One controls the entire up and down motion of the boom. The other controls what I'm going to call the scooping motion of the boom. This set also comes with a bunch of, we're going to call them rocks, but really it's just little 1x2, I don't know what they're called, little 1x2 Technic beam pieces, and you get 20 of them. I think they're meant to represent rocks, and I think really they're just meant to represent anything that you can scoop with an excavator. The problem is this excavator has a lot of trouble actually scooping those things using its arm. It's more the fact that it's on a flat surface. I don't think that's the fault of the LEGO creators. Trust me, my kids have plenty of fun playing with this thing regardless. You also get 4 little cones, which is a nice touch because if I were choosing to lose a few pieces from every LEGO set, it's nice that LEGO included a couple that I could choose to lose. The other nice, albeit necessary, feature of this set is that it has tracks on which the excavator can roll, and they work pretty well on this table surface because this is a wooden surface, but on my usual building surface, which is like an IKEA tabletop, melamine, something is a very smooth surface, those tracks will not roll on that surface. So, I mean, I guess you'll have to take this set out to a little bit rougher of a surface, take it outside, which, I mean, kind of defeats the purpose of Lego. Please do not roll your Lego around in the dirt. I have had to stop my kids many times from doing just that. So functionality-wise, this set checks all of the boxes. All that is great, but what might be my favorite thing about this set is that it comes in a lovely DeWalt yellow, my favorite color. Listen here, all of y'all in the Lego ecosystem, it's all about what's your favorite theme and arguing about Commander Cody minifigures, but here in the tool world, it's all about brand loyalty. You might notice I'm a little loyal to the DeWalt brand. Some people, they buy Festool tools. That's a little snotty. It probably just means that you spent too much money on your miter saw. Other folks, you might buy Black & Decker tools. Well, that's the brand that I buy for my toddler so he can play with them. Personally, I'm a DeWalt man. My miter saw, DeWalt. My table saw, DeWalt. My leaf blower, my weed whacker, DeWalt. You can't see any of those things, but I can use the same battery in my leaf blower as I can in my hammer drill, and my driver, and my other several drills. I like DeWalt. Palm sander, finishing nailer, brad nailer, airless finishing nailer, sawzall, angle grinder, jigsaw, heck, even my staple gun is DeWalt. My tape measure, however, Stanley, but still yellow, so that counts. Other fun things about this set, the whole body of this thing pivots, which again seems kind of necessary for the functionality of this set, but is still nice to have nonetheless. It's got a place where workers sit, it's called the cab, where they control the bucket to scoop and grab. I'm a hole regulator, I'm an excavator. Again, that's apart from the Blippi Excavator song, and for those of you out there who have kids, you've probably heard that song 1,000 times, so let me just put it in your head one more time. What else is there to say? For $40, I think this is a fantastic little set. I understand that it may not appeal to all LEGO fans, maybe just because it is purely a Technic set, and that is okay. But for me, I think this is great. I love this set. I think kids will love this set. That's speaking from personal experience because my kids do love this set. I think the mechanics on this set are like a great showcase of just what Technic can do. It's got some really interesting pistons and pieces that I haven't seen used a lot of times before, and it's a lot of fun because of that exposed boom arm that you can actually see a lot of those Technic mechanics working right in front of you. They're not hidden on the underside of a car or something. You can kind of see the gears turning right in front of you, and that, I think, in my opinion, is a lot of fun from like an engineering perspective to get kids interested in like the technical engineering aspects of these cool Technic sets. So overall, yeah, buy this set. It's a lot of fun. You can go inside and pretend to dig a hole right after you get done digging an actual hole outside because the whole side of your yard is just inexplicably flooding for no apparent reason. And you're like, I can just find that source of water and try to repair that PVC pipe. I like to DIY it, can't you tell, with all of my tools here? But then you discover that it seems like the water is just flowing into your yard from seemingly under your foundation, which was recently repaired, and that becomes a whole issue into and of itself, and then you have to call a plumber, and that's going to be expensive. So what I'm trying to say here is that I have just gotten done digging a big hole, and if you watch this video and share this video with your friends, then maybe some of that YouTube revenue will help me offset the cost of hiring a plumber. All that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Please tell your friends so that I can afford to pay a plumber to fix my broken pipe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, can't you see that I have no feet? How do you get around? I roll on tracks to get to where I need to be. I'm an excavator, excavator. Hey dirt, see you later. I'm an excavator, excavator.